Thanks, man. Great. Thank you. No questions that ever make me cry, all right?
Yeah, I try my best.
Everything's done.
We just ran out of gas. You couldn't have shot it seven.
You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, joined here by Catholic post-game after the matchup with Trinity in the sectional final. Coach, there's always a hard question to ask because you never think about it in these terms the second a game ends. But can you just talk about, this run and what it encapsulates? And, obviously you don't walk away with the result you wanted to head to Fort Wayne next weekend, but a tremendously successful season nonetheless.
Yeah, the whole year we've just talked about like collecting experiences with one another. We've never talked about, we have a goal of getting to the Final Four or a national championship. We wanted to play together for as long as we could. And we've really embraced enjoying the moment. And I think that in this tournament, all four of these games that we played, I was never thinking about like what happens next. I was like, I love coaching these guys. I love being around them. I want to do it for as long as we can. There are no expectations. And it ends when it ends, and it ended tonight. I have zero regrets. I think that they'll, in a couple of days when the dust settles, I think they'll feel that as well. And I think they'll look back on this experience with tremendous amount of gratitude and appreciation for what we were able to do together. It was a really, really good run with this group.
You can't bring them all up here with you, unfortunately, but can you just talk about what the two seniors on your sides mean to you?
I said no questions that are going to make me cry. They are selfless. They maximize potential. They were every day just a joy to be around and to coach.
Dan, this is this has been an unbelievable run for you. Just 4 incredibly impressive games. Obviously, again, the end result of tonight isn't what we wanted. But can you just talk about what these last 4 games have been like? What you've been able to kind of tap into to perform at such a high level this entire tournament.
Yeah, I said in past interviews, but when you're a senior, it doesn't really matter anymore. It's just let it go. And when you got guys like Sean and CJ and Brian and Justin, Charlie, all those guys in the rotation, and you got to focus on all those guys, like I might be the last guy you're thinking about. It's just having those guys on the floor with me just opens everything up. Yeah.
Sean, it's obviously been a trying week for you. You have to gut yourself through the illness to get out there and be able to get on the court. What does it mean to you to have been able to go out on the court with your guys?
Yeah, it was special tonight. Everybody in our locker room has helped me try to get back to that strength, and just couldn't be more appreciative of the staff, my teammates, and everybody at Catholic, because they're very invested, and I think they're talking way up here. It's the people that make this place. So just really appreciative for everybody that's been a part of this, and it was special for me tonight.
Coach, another senior with a really impressive performance tonight. Justin Green sets a program record for rebounds in an NCAA tournament game with 15 tonight. Finishes with a double-double. Can you just talk 6 rebounds offensively? Can you just talk about the energy and the effort that he provides on a night-to-night basis?
Yeah, Justin Green has probably grown as much or more than any player I've ever coached. He came into a team as a freshman and he started. He didn't play as a sophomore and he didn't play as a junior. And I didn't think he was going to play as a senior. And he just kept coming back, and he kind of he just owned who he was, and he kept working on his game, and he kept taking accountability for his actions. And I smiled in the starting lineup tonight because he came across and he gave me a high five. And if you had told me a year ago that Justin Green was going to be starting in an Elite Eight game, I would have said you're crazy. But there he was tonight, starting in the game. And he had 15 rebounds, and it's a credit to who he is as a person. He is incredible. So that was and well deserved. He works as hard as anybody. So certainly happy to see him go out like that.
For Sean and Dan, obviously getting to see the support that was in that gym for you guys, you know, the amount of people that made the trip to kind of try to counteract the home game feeling for Trinity, you know, all of the yelling and the loudness and the fan support during those runs. What did that mean to you guys?
I can go. It means the world to us. Like for our families to travel as far as they do, it really means the world to us.
Yeah, it's everything. Like what I said like earlier, it was the people that make the place, and Catholic has represented us and every other team that they have well, and they just care, and that shows, and it makes every memory that much better for our players, and we just couldn't be more appreciative and thankful for people, you know, coming out and supporting us.
Hey, Dan, can you just talk a little bit about the win that you had the night before, the amount of energy that you had to expend, and whether that had any impact tonight on your ability to shoot those long-range jumpers?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely hard when you're playing back-to-back games. It's not something a lot of teams necessarily do during the season. But when you're in the Elite Eight, you kind of just are running on adrenaline, I feel like. So I maybe left a couple short, but I wasn't necessarily thinking about my legs.
And then in this deep run that you guys made, you know, what was it like to play on the biggest stages or the biggest stage in NCAA Division III?
It was awesome. There's no other way I'd want to go out with like the guys that we had on the floor. It really was awesome. It means the world. And I know in 10, 20 years, like this is going to be an experience I look back on and I'm like so grateful for.
Sean, when you came to Catholic University, was this something that you envisioned that could be a possibility, making it this far in the tournament?
You always hope so. I mean, I knew that once I got here, the guys were like locked in and, you know, in the gym a lot. So I was very hopeful. And as Coach Kelly and Dan have already said, like we've grown each year and just tried to develop. And with the support from the staff and the guys that want to get better, it just always felt like it was a possibility. I'm appreciative and grateful that we were able to do something like this.
I know it's kind of a tough time to answer this question, but when you look back on the fond memories you had over the years with the guys that you bonded with and your coach, you know, what's going to be something that comes to mind, you know, when you think about that, the journey?
Oh, man, I think everything would probably flash a little bit, but just daily interactions, you know, getting ready for games, just seeing guys in locker rooms before games. I think that's what really excites everybody, and just I think we'll remember everything that we were, you know, doing together that made it special.
Dan, could you answer that question in terms of, you know, what was really special about, you know, the years that you had with these guys you played basketball with?
Yeah, as much as we'll remember everything that happened on the court, like this run, our conference tournament championship last year, it'll be like everything off the court that I think brings us so close together. Like for 4 years we were teammates, but for the rest of our lives we're going to be best friends. So it's going to be all the other stuff as well.
Thank you.
Guys, thanks so much for your time and congrats on an unbelievable season.
Thank you guys.
Thank you,
Really
guys.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Love you, bro.
Thank you.
We can hold this like 51 seconds.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Emory game's finishing up.
Are we just rolling with you tonight?
Hold on, it wasn't close.
Yeah, no, it's a
3-point
game.
3-point game. Oh, what? They were up by.
Emory possession.
Oh. Maybe you can stop it. It's really good.
That's a secret stream, huh?
Oh, I don't know. I'm like, I'm
What's that?
Chris is coming back. He just stepped out for a second, but Kai's opening statement.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really fitting that these three guys are here with me. I think that's the opening statement because, you know, these guys, these three, honestly have grown so much and been so great about doing whatever they can do to have us be successful. And it's kind of permeated throughout the whole team, and I'm really proud of them, and I'm proud of all the guys for that, for sure.
Sean, can you just talk a little bit about what it means to you to be playing with the seniors in this last run?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've been going, battling every day at practice for now 4 years. And, we're brothers now, and just enjoyed every ride with these guys in every moment. And, we're hopefully going to continue to win.
And then I know that you love to shoot the long range three. It gives you a lot of energy. Tell me a little bit about, the energy that it gives you when you make those long range threes.
Yeah, I mean, I try to bring energy no matter what. I feel like, I kind of bring the guys up in any situation, even if I miss or, make it. And I feel like I'm an energy guy bringing up on defense and,
Can you guys just talk about, the student athletes just talk about this team? This team was a really good team offensively, and they took it to you to the rim a lot, and also they kicked it out for the threes. Can you just talk a little bit about, the challenge it presented to you guys tonight?
Yeah, I mean, credit to Catholic, really good team, solid all around. Definitely had to dig in that second half. They were getting a lot of offensive boards, but, we've preached all year on the defensive end, just getting stops. And I think in that last 10 minutes or so, we really dug in. Guys like Drew Lazar, Jarrell, Henry, and then other guys just stepped up getting boards too. I think that was huge for us. Yeah, we're still hungry and ready for next week.
Did this team present a unique challenge with their ability to move the ball around a lot, and it looked like you had to expend a lot of energy just to stay with them?
I mean, yeah, I could talk to that. I think that they're a very good offensive team. I think they average 80 points a game. So just trying to get them uncomfortable, trying to get them out of their stuff as much as possible. I mean, these guys, the effort level was great. So I think that it's been our main thing all year is effort, intensity, and just playing for each other. And I think we did a good job of that on the defensive end. So, yeah.
Has it sunk in that you're going back to the Final Four? I mean, it doesn't happen to too many programs where you do 2 Final Fours in a row. So has it sunk in yet?
No, I'll answer that. No. I mean, our thing right now is we got more work to do, but really hasn't sunk in. And I mean, once the season is over, I think we'll reflect on what a great year these guys had, and what a great couple of years that they've had, and what great careers that they've had. So right now, I think we're just trying to stay in the moment, trying to stay focused, and trying to stay with it to get a couple more wins, one at a time.
So what are your guys' thoughts? Of course, they came out hot 17-5 there, and then it was a 13-0 run, brought it back to a game. What were you telling the team in the huddle there after that hot start?
Yeah, we've been down a lot this year, especially lately. We were down 11, I think, at Wesleyan. We were down, I think, 7-0 or 7-1 to Tufts. We've been down a lot, and one thing I know, especially in games like this, is we have so much depth and we have so many good players, and we're just going to wear people down, and they're not going to be able to sustain what they did, and that's exactly what happened. Just kind of methodically, one possession at a time, came back, and I think it deflated them a lot to see these guys. Hey, there's no give up in these guys at all, and that's huge for our program.
Yeah, we talked about the second unit. Sean, you're a part of that. What's the mentality you guys bring to the floor, knowing you got to come in here, you guys are down? What are you telling the squad?
Yeah, I mean, what I try to do, and again, bring is, energy. That's the most important thing, to lift the guys up, get them going. And I feel like that, just kind of lifts the whole team up once, they see us get a stop, get a bucket, just kind of, it spreads throughout the team in a positive way, and we just keep going and feed off of that.
For sure. Now, I talked to Will a little bit about it yesterday. So you guys played your last game here at Trinity. What's kind of your thoughts on the whole experience as a whole and kind of getting that win tonight?
I think, like Coach said, just kind of staying in the moment. I think even now, like you asking that, it doesn't really register with me. I mean, we're just kind of worried about Fort Wayne. I'm sure in a couple of weeks it'll hit me, but right now we're just trying to, take it day by day.
Can you just talk a little bit about, you bring that energy on the court, but I looked over there during the game when you were back on the bench and you still were bringing energy. Can you just talk about where that comes from?
I just want to win and want, everyone else to be excited about the game, to bring up the level of intensity. And I feel like, we thrive when our energy's up, our defensive intensity, and just that kind of allows us to get stops and just, again, keep going and keep winning. So,
But you're on the bench and you're
Yeah.
bringing that same energy as if you're in the game. Where does that come from?
I guess my drive to win. I just, I feel like if we have energy on the floor, if we have energy on the bench, it's just, working together to, succeed.
So, Coach, let's kind of look forward a little bit. Potential opponents, you got Wesleyan or Emory. Won the
What's the score?
59-58 with a minute 13 left in overtime.
Okay.
So one, of course, the enemy one an unfamiliar foe. What are your thoughts on both the squads? And
Well, obviously, they're both great programs and very well coached. I do know both coaches well, and they're very well coached and great programs. They've been traditionally very strong. Emory is one of the best teams in the UAA. And I think people go back and forth with the best conferences, the UAA or the NESCAC. So, we'll see. And obviously, Wesleyan, we played them twice, and it's 1-1. So if we play them, we'll break the tiebreaker in Fort Wayne, which is kind of neat.
Coach, are you going to prepare differently this year than you did last year? Last year was a great run. Was there anything that you learned as a coach in terms of preparing your team to play on the biggest stage in college basketball?
Yeah, I just think now we just got to be laser focused on what our task is. It's not to get out to the Final Four. It's to win games out there and to keep progressing and keep moving forward and keep getting better.
all right, thank you guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Want to watch?
Yeah, let's watch this.
Emory's got the ball down one.
Pierce.
They're going to.